So I decided to write a song for my pirate fantasy novel, Wrapped in Ocean, because I included a scene of the characters hearing a song, and I couldn't settle for just writing lyrics, so here we are. Now, I want to start by saying that I do have experience writing songs, so this isn't my first time writing a song. I studied music in high school for 3 years. I studied sound engineering for 2 years, and then 1 year of singer-songwriting, and then just writing songs in my free time. But I want to take you with me in the process because I don't think it's hard to write a song. The hardest part is, knowing to play an instrument. And even that can be achieved. And also, I want to show the whole process and showing you that it is possible to do many things on your own. So, I usually think of songwriting in 3 steps. Sometimes I do mix and match them, but oftentimes I just do composing first, which is like getting the chords and the melody and even the lyrics. And for that I usually just use an acoustic guitar and my voice. And that's where we will start today. Then after that, for me the second step is arranging, making other instruments fit into the picture. Sometimes I even remove the acoustic guitar completely, but I like starting with it because that's where I feel most comfortable. Like after I do that comes the producing stage, which is recording, mixing, all of that stuff, which I guess you could say can be the hardest part to learn on your own. But it's not impossible, and I will show you my process of it. But before we start writing the actual song, I'm gonna go prepare some things, mainly get my fingernails shorter because I cannot play guitar with long fingernails. No, these aren't long, but they're long for me and they need to go. So, let's go! So I moved over to my bedroom because something about having a bigger flat surface while writing songs helps me a lot. I prefer on my bed, on the floor, or actually the best is a kitchen table. Now we don't have a kitchen table in our house because we are very much eating on the couch in front of the TV people or on the floor. So the bed is the best I can do, and I don't know, I think just being able to spread my things out around me makes it more comfortable, and also not having to deal with, armrests while holding a guitar. is nice. So this is kind of my like essentials for writing songs or for composing songs. I have an acoustic guitar. I really love this guitar. I've had it since I was in high school. I used to walk past the store and just like touch it because I wanted it before my parents helped me bought it. Before my parents helped me buy it. It's kind of like on the smaller side, and it looks cool, and I love it. It's the only acoustic guitar in our house as well. And I also have a notebook that I have written so many songs in this specific notebook. And also, like, since high school. Some of them are bad. Most of them are bad. But it's probably my only big notebook because I prefer, like, the smaller ones. But for songwriting, it's nice to have all the space. And, like, I do like traditional mediums and, like, analog writing things for songwriting, but I also have my laptop because I like inserting it as well into I'm usually using Google Docs for songs mainly, or like lyrics, because then I can pull it up on my iPad or on my phone or on my desktop. But I do prefer to write on my laptop. I don't know why. I'm just like setting things up in the most emotionally helpful ways. But for me, it really does make a difference. Now I do have, I also have a microphone connected so you can hear me. I usually don't have a microphone here, so let's see if I can move my laptop a bit. And like I have actually like a piece of an idea, like a piece of lyrics that I would like to add to it. I have not recorded that because I wrote that while I was trying to write another song for an event I was going to. So it was kind of, it just happened, but I'm not sure if I will keep them, but it's a start. So, or like I have two ideas. One is, beware of the mist from the wrecked ship, beware of its cursed captain, beware, beware of the crewman's heart that ended his old captain. I think that's a little bit like on the nose, though. I do have like, I want this song to be about Captain Crow. I'm also gonna remove my necklace because I know from experience that necklaces, long necklaces, and my guitar doesn't work well together. And I want it to be like about Captain Crow, and part of it being like her curse. That isn't like a curse, but like prophecy threat thing that was going on with her. And also like, I just want this to put the idea into Silver's head that, oh, maybe Reaper is cursed, before they just shut that idea down. I also wrote, when the siren's song reach your ears at night, lie awake in fear, for your reign will end by your crewman's hand in the name of love and pain. Neither ship nor shore, neither sea nor land will keep you from your fate. When the crewman gives his heart away, know your reign is set to end. And like, I do like that part, and I've been thinking of having that as like an a cappella stick situation for this song, but I'm not sure. Though my first course of action will actually be to tune my guitar and try to learn some sea shanties, because I want this to be like, have a sea shanty feel to it at least. And one of the best ways to learn things is by copying things, you know? Just like before you can draw something from memory, you look at references or even like trace things to learn how things work. And like when you learn to play an instrument, you usually start by doing covers. We also did this when I studied sound engineering, that we had this like final project at the end of the year that was the cover project. And the point was to record a cover of a song and make it sound as much as the original as possible, because that's how you learn to get the sounds you want. So that's what we will do first. So after listening to some music that I kind of want the vibes of, mainly Sail North, which is an amazing artist with like sea shanty vibes, pirate vibes all over. So many of his songs are in my Wrapped in Ocean playlist. And also like the metal sea shanties from Jonathan Young, because my heart will probably still always be in the like rock genre of different kinds, and you know, I like the vibes. So after listening to that, I realized that a big part of the vibe is just a very steady beat and a lower tempo, which I tend to write my songs in the same tempo. Hence why most of my songs aren't very good, because they all kind of sound the same. But so I have opened Guitar Pro on my laptop, which is where I do arrangements most of the time. So this is one of those times where arranging and composing might come together a little bit in the process. And I decided to go with part of the thing, like part of the lyrics that I already had, which is "Beware the mist from the wrecked ship, beware of its captain's curse." So I changed that a little bit. "Beware, beware of the crewman's heart." And then I want something that kind of rhymes with curse. So my best lyric writing friend is Rhyme Zone. So I'm gonna type in curse and see and go from there. That's like why I go from the end to see what sentence I want to have. Verse, worse. That might be useful. Something that almost rhymes is also okay for me. I think something verse might be reverse, rehearse, immerse. So the lyric for that is "Beware, beware of the crewman's heart." Because part of the thing, the prophecy I want this based around, is that the end of Krau's reign, I guess, or over the 9 seas, is going to come from her own crew, from one of her crew members. That's where I like the siren song with "For your reign will end by your crewman's hand in the name of love and pain," which, like, canonly, it wasn't supposed to be a prophecy, it was more of a threat. But since sirens are known for also like seeing the future, and many prophecies in the universe comes from sirens, or that's the belief, or used to be the belief when people still believed in sirens. Captain Crow, who is so afraid of dying took it as a prophecy and was like, I will do everything I can to keep this from happening. Which I don't know why she didn't just like, okay, I'm gonna be a good leader. No, she just made sure no one had any romantic relationships whatsoever. And like, she believes that the prophecy came true when Wilhelm killed her to save Irma. But it might also be a double whammy prophecy. But that's what I want to convey. Her curse is that her own crew will turn against her. So, beware the mist from the wrecked ship, beware of the captain's curse, beware of the crewman's heart, for one will... So one thing I really like with this, like, it's very Wellerman-esque. I'm realizing rhythmically, but we can melody around that, I think. But I do like having beware the mist from the wrecked ship, beware of the captain's curse, and then I'm doing a double beware of the crewman's heart. So both lines will have two bewares, but in the first it's spread out. So the first half starts with beware the mist from the wrecked ship, beware of the captain's curse, and then beware, be extra aware of the crewman's hearts. Because that's where, like, the whole curse thing is. Okay, so I have a start. And, like, I actually didn't even end up using my guitar for this because I did more, wanted it to be more rhythmic. I also realized that, like, the vibe I'm going for also suits, like, those clapping songs. I don't know if there's a name for it, but that made it a whole lot easier. So I currently have beware the mist from the wrecked ship, beware of the captain's curse, beware of the crewman's hearts, for one will make it worse. It was so simple, it was so hard to get to that point, but and then I have when the sirens sing, pull the crew away or you will face her wrath. Every last and miss on the 9 of seas will be seen as in her path. Or I might change that to will be considered in her path. And then I have, for when the crewmate falls in love, the reign of crows will end, and the blow will come from one she thought would be her loyal friend. And I'm thinking of, like, splitting this up to have, like, a pop song structure, which is like verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, and outro, and with, like, maybe some pre-chorus things. And that for that I'm thinking that the first part will be beware the mist from the wrecked ship, beware of the captain's curse, beware of the crewman's hearts, for one will make it worse. And that will be the start of the first verse. And then when the sirens sing, pull the crew away or you will face her wrath. Every last and miss on the 9 of seas will be seen as in her path will be the second verse. So the first will be kind of more talking about the curse part, and the second will be exploring a bit more of the we don't have women at sea anymore because of Captain Crow. And then I want, for when the crewmate falls in love, the reign of crows will end and the blow will come from one she thought would be her loyal friend. As start of the chorus, I might, like, change it around a bit, but that's basically what the whole, like, prophecy, threat, cursed situation is about. And I want that to repeat, and it also has a little bit more syllables, it's a little bit quicker. And then I want to keep the thing I had when the siren's song reached your ears at night, lie awake in fear, for your reign will end by your crewman's hand in the name of love and pain. Neither ship nor shore, neither sea nor land will keep you from your fate. When the crewman gives his heart away, you know your end is near. Or maybe, right now I realize when the crewman gives his heart away, it'll be too late. I'm thinking that's where I will stop for today. And also like thinking that that bridge part when the siren song reaches your ears at night might be more of an like the thing the siren actually says, and maybe I will make it more like a cappella siren-y than the rest of the song, because that's the fun part about bridges. So we have a start at least, and I know my phone is running out of battery, and I am running out of juice as well. It's getting a bit cold. So I'll see you again tomorrow, hopefully. My plan is to continue tomorrow. So just a very quick checking in, because I am thinking about this sea shanty, and I think I have the structure for it. Like, I want it to be 2 verses, then I have the siren song bridge, I guess, and then 2 more verses, and I want them to follow. Like, the first verse is about the Dutchman as a ship, with like no one knows where it comes from and things like that. It just has this mist around it. And then the second verse I want to be about the Dutchman under the rule of Captain Crow. And then the siren song, that is kind of the self-fulfilling prophecy thing. And then I want the third verse, or like the first verse after the siren song, to be about like, beware, beware of the crewman's heart, the captain's head goes first. So it's kind of about the prophecy, but also like what happened, if that makes sense. And I realize I have really bad shadows under my eyes. But I just wanted to like check in. And then I kind of want one verse that is just after Crow is gone, because I kind of want that to be like a new addition that they have added to it. And like, I think it canonly would be like the kind of sea shanty where it like, as the story goes on, or like as time goes on, there are more verses added, with like someone might encounter the Dutchman. Now, spoiler, after Wrapped in Ocean there won't be any more verses because the Dutchman will be gone. But like, depending on how you look at it, it might not be about the Flying Dutchman, it might be about the curse surrounding the Flying Dutchman. It might be following this mist power curse thing. Or, you know, I might just write a new song for the next book. Because the Dutchman will not be relevant in the next book. The Dutchman will be gone, I think. So, you know, nothing brutal, okay? Calm down. It's just been put to rest, okay? But yeah, so I kind of want beware, beware of the crewman's heart, the captain's head goes first, to be part of the third verse, because it's part of Crow's curse thing. You know? Beware the mist of the wrecked ship, beware of the Dutchman's curse. Beware, beware of the crewman's heart, the captain's head goes first. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, and I've just recently dropped off my fiance, and I will have to go to work soon too, so that's where we're at with this sea shanty. I have an idea for a structure. I want there to be 4 kind of verses and then 1 like bridge kind of thing, and I want that in the middle. So I want the first verse to be
Beware the mist from the pirate ship. Beware of its deadly crew. Beware the mist from the pirate ship. Beware of its deadly crew. On a moonlit night when the air is cold, they might sneak up on you. And now the hard part, and like the thing I haven't decided, is if this will be the full verse or if it will be, if it needs to be longer. I usually don't format my lyrics in Notion. I usually use Google Docs for that. But like, I have already started it, and here I can just link it to the video script, so, you know. Trying new things is what 2026 is all about, so... So the first verse will be about the ship, about the origins of the Dutchman. Because I don't believe Crow was the one who, like, the first captain of the ship. I think she took the ship and, like, took over the ship, but that, like, no one really knows where the ship comes from. So it's, like, wrapped in myths and legends. And then for the second verse, because I want it to be related to Crow's terror over the seas. And like, I kind of have a flag for the island of Crow's Nest, so I'm thinking like that's just Crow's flag. And like, it has wings because Crow, but I don't think Crow sounds very good in the song. But like, bird doesn't sound good either. So I'm gonna go with Beware the Flag with the raven wings. Because I'm just gonna assume someone saw the flag, didn't know about Captain Crow, and just assumed things, you know? The song is written in, like, in the universe and not by the creator of the universe, you know? So, when the siren song reach your ears at night, lie awake in fear, for your reign will end by your crewman's hand in the name of love and pain. Might change that later. Neither ship nor shore, neither sea nor land will keep your fate at bay. When the crewman gives his heart away, it'll be too late. So I want this to be smack in the middle. Because symmetry. Usually I like it when it's more towards the end of a song. But I want to think that like this song contained 3 verses at first. Like, canonly, I want to imagine it being 3 verses, and that the first verse came up about the ship, and then someone just built upon that and made the second verse, and then one of Crow's former crew members, I guess, added the siren song part. And then, or like, I think that might not even be like canonly in the song, but it will be in the song still. Just to add more context, I think. Mm-hmm. And we're doing the last verse. I also want this to mirror the first one. Så den är Beware the mist from the wrecked ship, because the Flying Dutchman, when Wrapped in Ocean takes place, it's a ghost ship. It's a ghost ship, and it has holes. A lot of them. And the captain is kind of cursed too. No, because because the Dutchman needs a captain, and Will is the one that took over, so undead crew. Okay. Beware the mist from the wrecked ship, beware of the undead crew, beware of the captain's hand who turned. They kind of think that the prophecy thing comes true when Wilhelm kills Crow, which is one of my favorite parts about this whole thing with Crow, because canonly I want this to be like, it's not clear if the siren song is a threat, a frightening tactic, or a prophecy or a curse. Because sirens are known to be liars, they are known to see the future, they are known to hand out curses. So like, Crow doesn't know what the siren song is. And I actually like to think that it's also something that might come up in the second book, but that it wasn't supposed to be a prophecy, it wasn't supposed to be a curse, it was just a threat, a warning of, hey, you really should start to think about what you're doing, because someone will turn against you one day. But since it wasn't clear, Crow focused so much on it, and eventually it came true. And the best part is that it kind of comes true twice. Once before Wrapped in Ocean, and once in Wrapped in Ocean. And I just... I think it's such a fun thing, especially like to know that maybe it was cursed, maybe it wasn't. But I really like the idea of, like, in this universe with sea creatures and magic and gods and pirates and curses and sirens and everything, and trolls and vampires, the words that brought down the Queen of the Nine Seas were just that. Just words. No magic in them at all. Just common sense, I guess. And that's my favorite part about it. It really is. And I could go on about this song for ages. Like the Siren song. So, as you can see, things changed a lot. Like, this song don't have the pop song structure, as I thought I wanted in the beginning. Instead, it's more like a verse structure, with like verse, and then I have kind of like a break, or like a bridge, I think. It's kind of confusing songwriting-wise, because in Swedish, bridge is the pre-chorus, but I actually feel really happy with how the lyrics turned out, and like I have kind of like a melody thing that might change, especially like when I start arranging it and when start producing it and all of that. But for now, I'm happy with just having the lyrics down, because that means I can write them into the book. And also, when I start arranging it and producing it, I will ask my fiancé for help. That will have to wait until this work season is over, so we have more time and more energy. So that will have to wait a bit, but I still feel like this is the hardest part. Like, getting started is the hardest part, and now I kind of know how it sounds. I kind of know how I want it to sound, and at least a bit. And like I said, that might change. Songwriting is very much like story writing, where like it's possible to change things later. Like, I think most creative things, you're able to change a lot of things as you go. One thing that is kind of interesting with this is I am very much a lyric person. Surprise. While I usually want to have like my verses and things in like fours, I like having things like, okay, it makes sense to have 4 lines of lyrics for each part. This one only has 3. And one thing I'm considering with the last line in each verse is to either have like the second to last line repeated, or, hear me out, having it instrumentally repeated. So an instrument will play the melody for that last part. I haven't really decided yet. It might also be something that can be like, sometimes it's like this and sometimes it's like this, because sea shanties evolve and change over time. I really like having it like both options are possible. Maybe when there is no instrumentals and people are just sitting around a table having beer or rum or, you know, anything, having a good time, they repeat the line. Maybe if someone plays it, they instrumentally play the line. It's kind of hard for me to let go of that control, but I think that's a good thing and kind of embodies the whole it being a sea shanty thing. And it's been really fun to like think of how it would like change and evolve in the universe, since this isn't just like, it's not just a song, it's a song that's relevant in the book universe and it will change. And I really like to think that this song has been around for hundreds of years, ever since the Dutchman showed up, and it was like 1 verse. And then, or like maybe it was the 2 first verses. And then Crow pissed off the sirens, and the siren song just adds another layer. I don't imagine the siren song being sung canonly, I guess, but I really like having it in like my rendition of the song to
further the storytelling and keep it interesting. And then I like to imagine like the third verse came to after that happened, and then after Crow was killed, the fourth verse came too. So it's, I haven't really thought of songwriting in like a worldly sense before. It's been really fun. And I would probably write another song for the sequel. Probably. Beware the mist from the pirate ship, beware of its deadly crew. On a moonlit night when the air is cold, they might sneak up on you. Beware, beware of the Dutchman's path, no ship like that you've seen. Do 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 do. Okay, I don't know the melody, but you know. Beware the flag with the raven wings, beware of the captain's greed. Whether friend or foe, watch out for her sword, one wrong move and you will bleed. Beware, beware of Captain Crow, the queen of the nine seas. Do 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 do. When the siren song reach your ears at night, lie awake in fear. For your reign will end by your crewman's hand in the name of love and pain. Neither ship nor shore, neither sea nor land will keep your fate at bay. When the crewman gives his heart away, it will be too late. Beware the wound in the captain's heart, beware of the deadly words. Keep your girls inside and fear for their life, for they might be her end. Beware, beware of the crewman's heart, or the captain's head goes first. Beware, beware of the crewman's heart, or the captain's head goes first. I don't know. Beware the mist from the wrecked ship, beware of the undead crew. All the fish will flee and your hairs will rise when the mist sneaks up on you. Beware, beware of the captain's hand, who made the words come true. Beware, beware of the captain's hand, who made the words come true. That's all you get for now. I have not really practiced singing in a while, so... But I want to show you, like, it's possible, even if you haven't practiced in a while. Like, of course, I will practice and practice before I actually record it, like the final version. As you can see, sure, things are changing and it's kind of hard sometimes, but it's possible to do it. Like, you can do it even if you don't know how to write a song. Just make something up. And I think the most important part is to dare to be bad. It's okay if it's bad. And like, think of all the things kids come up with, and you probably came up with things as a kid. And just remember that, like, no one needs to hear it at first. For me, it's kind of scary because I am showing you what it's like in this stage. But you don't have to. But yeah, that's all for now. I can't wait to have this thing finished for you, and I can't wait to write more of the book. And I'm so excited for this project and this pirate book. And I hope you stick around and, you know, see what you think of it. But until next time, thank you so much for watching. Have a great adventure, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!